Hello there, I'm Coach Abby. Thank you once again for joining me on Love Advice TV. Love Advice TV is a channel that has been created exclusively for you to assist in navigating through any relationship challenges you may be facing. Today I'll be focusing on ghosting and gaslighting. So much to the surprise of many, these tricks aren't new. They've been around forever. So let's be clear, ghosting and gaslighting may feel like new age buzzwords, but really they've been around way back. So today I'm going to show you how people used to survive these tactics before social media made them trend-worthy, and how you can stay emotionally grounded when it happens to you. So are you ready? Let's get into it. So what really is ghosting and gaslighting? Let's start by defining them. Clearly and simply, ghosting is when someone abruptly cuts off any communication with you. No closure, no explanation, no goodbye. Just poof, all of a sudden they disappear. One day they're texting you sweet things, and then the next day, radio silence. It's abandonment disguised as avoidance. Now, gaslighting, on the other hand, is more psychological. It's when someone distorts your reality, making you question what you felt, heard, or experienced. Phrases like, "Oh, come on now, that didn't happen," or the typical, "Everyone knows you're too sensitive." There you go again, imagining things. It does sound familiar, doesn't it? Here's the truth. Both of these are emotional manipulations. And if you've been on the receiving end, trust me, you're not crazy. You're not weak. You're not anything that you may feel as far as, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe, I have no value." What you are is you're just human, and you're human for feeling so violated. Please don't delay, please, to take the free assessment questionnaire below design. It will help you pinpoint what you need to work on and help you determine what move to make going forward. Sometimes we think it's all our fault. We think they walked away, they ghosted us because it's all our fault. Or, yeah, maybe I am too sensitive, always. And maybe it doesn't add weight to my arguments. So I think these self-assessed questionnaires help you be able to decipher exactly where you stand. So as I previously mentioned, it's really a time that we debunk the myth about ghosting and gaslighting. Yes, they may have a lot of fancy labels now, but believe me, your parents, grandparents, ancestors experienced them. I've experienced them. They just referred to it in a different way. Maybe it was more of, "Wow, what happened? They disappeared." We didn't call it ghosting. It was more of, poof, they just left. Or there she goes again, changing her story every time I asked a question. Or I thought it was my fault for years. I mean, the list is endless when we start describing the effects of gaslighting as well. It's not until recently that people started naming certain behaviors. But that feeling, that gut instinct of being abandoned, manipulated, or made to feel crazy, that's universally timeless. And you know what? In my readings, I've learned that the strongest people not only survived, but thrived, not by becoming hard, but by becoming aware. So why do people ghost or gaslight? Now, here's the hard truth. People ghost or gaslight not because they're unlovable or because you're unlovable, but because they're emotionally underdeveloped. Now, let me explain a little bit. People ghost because they don't want to be held accountable. They fear conflict. They want to avoid guilt, or they never deeply connected in the first place. Now, people gaslight because they want to control the narrative. They feel threatened by your perception. They lack emotional maturity, or they've learned it as a defense mechanism. Now, in both cases, it's not about you, and that's what's important, but it does affect you. And we need to talk about how strong people with a survival mindset handle it. When you've been ghosted, your nervous system goes into overdrive. Without a doubt. You obsess, you scroll, you read texts, you look for clues. Why? How can someone just abandon me? Because your brain craves closure and it didn't get it. But here's the survival mindset. Closure is something you give yourself. Stop waiting for the ghost to come back with an apology that may never come. Write your own ending. I am such an advocate of journaling. You write your own ending. End of story. And you have that closure within yourself. I also believe you don't personalize their cowardice. And strong people realize, honestly, that silence says so much more about the person who gave it than the one who received it. It was never about you anyway. It was about them. Create your own ritual of release. This one's one of my most favorites. You write a goodbye letter. Don't send it. Put whatever you want on it. Then burn it. Move all the negative thoughts and energy out of your body through meditation. Prayer, go out to nature. It's so important, preferably in solitude. The effects of ghosting perpetuates if you allow yourself to remain stuck. Peace, however, begins when you reclaim yourself simply by changing the narrative. Now, gaslighting can feel more corrosive than ghosting because it gets in your mind. They may not have physically disappeared yet, but they make you feel detached over and over again. Now, here are some self-aware things people do to disarm it. I believe very much, document your reality. When someone twists your truth, journal what actually happened. Write it down. Read it back to yourself. Own your own version of the incident. Refuse to debate what you felt. You don't owe anyone a negotiation over your emotions. If you were hurt, you were hurt. Strong people learn to say, that's how it felt to me. You don't have to disagree, but you also don't get to erase it. Now, lastly, create emotional distance. Limit access. Block if you must. And those that know me know that I am not an advocate of blocking. Typically, it's showing that they've affected you in such a way that you can't handle the breakup. But if you must do it to protect your peace. Silence is not weakness. It's a strategy. When you respond with emotional maturity, not vengeance, not begging, not chaos, you disrupt their game. The strongest response is peace, self-focus, detachment, and remember, you don't have to deal with any of these issues alone. And what do I mean by that? There are so many self-help books out on ghosting, on gaslighting. Read them. Take the time to educate yourself and ask yourself, did they just gaslight me? And if they did, use the appropriate tools to respond accordingly. You also, always don't hesitate to book a one-on-one session with me. It's always a pleasure for me to assist in any way I can. So really, the next time you feel that someone's ghosted you or tries to gaslight you into doubting your own reality, please don't chase, please don't crumble, please don't ask for explanations. Just stand tall in the truth of who you are. Because strength, trust me when I say this, isn't loud. It's clear. And the people who get to stay in your life should honor that clarity. Thank you once again for joining me today. As always, if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips on personal growth, mending broken relationships, and everything in between. Until next time, I'm Coach Abby.